Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's fourth video. I'm going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days for today's fourth video. Day 10 will take us to the 7th of January, and we'll be able to extend up beyond that with the excellent GFS and ECM ensembles. Maybe run around a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at CFS V2 for the next 4 weeks at the end of the video. Gets us well into the last stages of January, and I should get time back for you in a moment. Just say that first video today on this Christmas Saturday was the 6 AM broadcast with also released weekend forecast, having ECMWF 42 there for UK and Ireland. Lots of content to enjoy so far today, but I think this is the one that you're all waiting for as we go through the chart data, and possibly we're on the cusp of a prolonged spell of cold weather. So more about that a little bit later on, but just say that if you're enjoying the content on the channel at the moment, please you like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much for doing that. We need to put on around 40 subscribers, I think it is, to get ourselves to 19.3k. So if you could give us a sub, that'd be absolutely awesome. Thank you so much for doing that. Tell your friends and family to subscribe as well. We did a live stream last night, and I wasn't really planning on doing a live actually on Christmas Friday, but then the 12th day came out and it looked quite cold, so I thought, well, okay, we'll do like a little unplanned live stream. I was only expecting, you know, to have a few concurrent viewers on. Actually, we ended up with 180 concurrent viewers, and donations galore. GavsWeatherVids earned £300, over £300, in about an hour on that live stream. So thank you so much everybody who was on the live stream last night. That's one of the most epic live streams I have ever done. And, you know, I was pretty much speechless and flabbergasted by the end of it. So I thank you all so very much for the donations on stream. All of you super chatted, and super chatted at incredibly large amounts of money as well. You know, the super chats were very sizable. Some of them, you know, was absolutely amazing. So unbelievable live stream last night. Thank you so much to each and every one of you on the live stream. Made it so very special. And, you know, we are going to do another live stream. I'm actually repeat the final live stream of the year, I think, because, you know, you can't top that live stream. But we are going to be live again tomorrow, actually, at 6 PM, maybe for the last time this year, doing, well, looking at trials there and doing ensembles watch. But more about tomorrow's content at the end of this video. Thank you so much to all of you for an incredible live stream last night. Right, let's crack on then. I'm going to start off with the Central England temperature. The CET is currently sitting at 6.9. That is 2.4 degrees above 61 to 99. Average has now gone under 7 degrees, I think, for the first time. Well, I don't know if that's the first time this month, but it's the first time for a long while anyway. That's provisional to yesterday, to the 27th of December there. I think going to finish up probably somewhere around 6.8, 6.9. Might just about finish up at 7 degrees. Will be interesting to see where we come in. Certainly a very mild December anyway. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles. Next couple of weeks on Derby today. The red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Derby. We're above average, but of course an inversion has taken place, which means it's a lot colder and foggier, or has been foggier on the surface than it is aloft. Well, we get into the new year, and we're going to have a New Year's Day storm. More about that in the weekend broadcast. After that, it looks like we're setting up quite a lengthy, quite a prolonged cold spell there with the upper air temperatures and the surface temperatures will be included in that through the first week and possibly even into the second week of January. Eventually, we get back close to average, but of course, that is a very long way off and therefore in the unreliable time frame. Precipitation-wise, lots of dry weather to come until New Year. Then we get a deluge, and there could be some snow mixed in with that as well. Will depend, you know, on the exact track below where that snow is. After that, looking sorry, we're looking rather showery, and of course it's quite cold during that period as well, so some of those showers could be producing snow. Let's have a look at Snow Row for Derby. Well, that looks quite interesting, doesn't it, I have to say. So snow spikes from about New Year's Day to the 7th of January, quite a few of them there. So remember, Derby is quite an elevated town, so further south and on lower ground maybe not as many snow spikes as that. But nevertheless, that does look quite interesting for snow prospects through the first week of January, and even some continuing into the second week of January there. So could be a wintry sort of first week to 10 days of January. What a way to start 2025. Right, temperature anomaly is from the 28th of December, 5th of January. A little bit cold and average now. That's a big change on what we're seeing through this December. And precipitation anomalies from the 28th of December to 5th of January. Most areas coming out with average or above average precipitation. Looking particularly wet for Scotland. Talking about this in weekend forecast, but Scotland's going to be very, very wet actually. Starting tomorrow and lasting right way through to New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. Could be a lot of rain and eventually probably quite a lot of snow as well there. Latest wind from Earth from oldschool.net shows that high pressure is still in control from the Azores, but it is weakening, starting to slip southwards, more of a westerly influence up to the north, and eventually, high pressure will be replaced by low pressure in the next few days. Let's start going through chart data then. This is what you're waiting for. This is our latest UK Met Euro run. It's looking for midnight on New Year's Eve, Tuesday. No, another deep low coming in across Scotland, bringing heavy rain and risk of some snow there. And that low out of the way by New Year's Day, midnight New Year's Day. So as Big Ben chimes, got some quieter but also cold weather. The next low lurking to southwest approaches. That potentially becomes an rainstorm on New Year's Day, bringing severe gales, heavy rain, and the risk of some significant and disruptive snow on the northern side of the low as well. That looks most likely at the moment for the Northern Ireland, southern Scotland, northern England. The track of that low is subject to change, though, so the snow and rain risk could be further north, could be further south, and it could be severe gales with that low as well. So all going on New Year's Day, you name it, it's happening. That gets out of the way. We're left with cold northerly wind at the end of the week. Could bring some snow showers into the north, and that's how we end up with the UK Met. Looks like this high pressure is about to start pushing back north to Greenland. If it does, we'll open the door potentially to a very cold north or northeasterly wind for the first weekend of January. Right, this is how Icon is looking. Again, low pressure pushing through the north, bringing wet and windy weather there on New Year's Day, on New Year's Eve, I should say. Into New Year's Day, starts off drier and colder with these northerly winds, and then this next low comes in through north. Through New Year's Day. Now that low is much further southwards with Icon compared to the UK Met. So, consequently, we don't particularly have to worry about severe gales with that. Strongest of wind actually going into France. Heavy rain in the south. The snow risk with that is much more focused, I think, on like Wales, the Midlands, and parts of eastern England. That gets out of the way anyway, and we're left with those northerly winds as we go through from New Year's Day into Thursday. They'll bring snow showers into the north and the east. Then high pressure slipping southwards as we go through into the beginning of the first weekend of January. That could bring quite a bit of cold, frosty weather with it. That's how we end up with Icon. Looks like we're about to start pushing or building another ridge here around Iceland. That's possibly going to get wind into the north and the northeast. That gets us to midday on Saturday. I haven't got the KMA up. Hold on, everybody. I'm going to get the KMA. 2 seconds. There we go, can't forget the KMA, can we? Okay, so this other KMA is looking for New Year's Eve. Low pressure pushing in through the north, being wet, windy weather there, and very mild on New Year's Eve with winds in from a west or southwesterly direction into something colder through into New Year's Day as northerly winds come in. And again, the KMA has that low pressure a lot further southwards compared to the UK Met, so consequently that brings the risk of significant and disruptive snow to England and Wales, and the strongest of the winds are into France, southern side of that low. Though again, that low causing all sorts of fun and games, and we'll probably know by about Monday, I would have thought, on the exact track of that low and how it's going to behave. Once that gets out of the way, we're into those cold north and northeasterly winds then at the end of the week. Another low on a southerly track, bringing potentially another snow event there around the 4th to the 5th of January into the south, and then that really does open the door to a very cold northeasterly wind. So becoming bitterly cold, I would say, there by the 6th of January with those north-northeast winds. Very wintry as well. Check that out. Prolonged cold spell setting up there for the first week, 10 days of January with the KMA. Probably an outlier, probably won't verify, but yeah, that looks really wintry for the KMA for the first week, 10 days of January. Blimey. I bet you please I got that one. I paused the video and got that one up, aren't you? Okay, well, let's have a look at GFS midnight run. Why not do that? Again, got low pressure bringing relatively mild conditions on New Year's Eve. New Year's Day turning colder, and then low pressure zipping through further south with the GFS, with that area of low pressure, so consequently the snow risk is probably into England and Wales, and then we open the door, those cold northeasterly winds. Beyond that, so high pressure is bringing mostly dry but frosty weather at the end of the week, and then into the weekend the high pressure starts to build back northwards. We turn the wind into a northeasterly, so starting to drag in some very cold air from the northeast as we get through to around the 6th, 7th of January. High pressure then bring mostly dry but cold and frosty conditions up to the 10th of January for milder winds start coming in from off the Atlantic. It turns wet, windy by the 13th of January. That's a very long way out. I wouldn't take that overly seriously. I still don't think we can look beyond the new year, to be honest, beyond New Year's Day and just beyond it actually. Right, okay, GFS 6Z again, looking mild on New Year's Eve, and that low coming in through New Year's Day. Now that low further north on the GFS 6Z, which means much more of England and Wales having rain, with that snow risk is through Northern Ireland, some of Scotland, Northern England. That's more like how the UK Met brings that low pressure through. Once that gets out of the way, it's drier and colder at the end of the week, then the high pressure pushing back northwards again next weekend, turns the wind into a northeast. It looks potentially very cold next weekend, minus 10 cells iceberg drifting into the south, to the southeast. That could bring snow showers in with it to the south and to the southeast. Then the high pressure is over top of the country, dry but very frosty and cold as we get through the 7th of January. High pressure having a gut pushing back northwards to Scandinavia again by the 9th and the 10th of January. And then beyond that, that's how we end up with the GFS 6Z. Now, that is not that far away from really building up high pressure across northern Europe. So it's like building up quite a bit of high pressure through western Russia. That's a Siberian high, of course. It is reaching this high into the Siberian high. So that could very easily start to generate a severely cold spell from the east, actually, a couple of days further on from that. Of course, it's 384 hours away, so it probably won't verify. But basically, the GFS 6Z is cold there and frosty right the way up to the middle of January. If you enjoyed the video, please do like, share and subscribe. Thanks so much everyone for doing that. Why not drop a comment? Let's know anything about this and all of our videos and content. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. Get them to subscribe too. Thank you so much everyone for doing that. 40 subscribers will get us to 19.3k. So if you could give us a sub, that would be absolutely amazing. Thanks so much everyone. Right, GM again, mild wet windy on New Year's Eve, turning colder into New Year's Day. Next low zipping through, bit further southwards with the gem with that low, so the snow risk with that is probably through southern Scotland, Northern Ireland, Northern England, maybe into North Wales and the North Midlands as well. That low then out of the way by Thursday to Friday, we're turning wind into a cold northerly, and then staying cold into the weekend with more of a north or a northeasterly wind setting up, proper blocking area of high pressure getting going around Greenland and Iceland. That's a setup at day 10. Still cold, and there will be snow showers possibly with that, especially in the north and around coastal areas. And then finally, for chart data, the ECM bringing mild, wet, windy weather in on New Year's Eve. Drier but colder overnight, New Year's Eve into New Year's Day. Then the low pressure zips through on New Year's Day itself. Further north with that area of low pressure. I think that's as far north as any model has it. So that brings the snow really just to Scotland with heavy rain for Northern Ireland, England and Wales. That gets out of the way. We're left with those cold winds from the north at the end of the week. Into the weekend, we accentuate the northerly and it turns colder over the weekend with hard overnight frost, probably snow showers into the north of the northeast. By day 10, we're actually bringing in a northeasterly wind down across the south and looking bitterly cold there across most parts of Europe, really plunged into the freezer. And it wouldn't take much to start dragging in this bitterly cold air over Scandinavia and northern Europe. Start dragging that in on those northeasterly winds. Perhaps the high pressure needs to be just a little bit further north to be able to do that. So if high pressure was centred more towards there, then the northeasterly, I think, would drag in really cold air from the northeast. As it is, it's cold enough to be bringing snow showers in from the east to the south and to the east. In more extended with the ECM operational run today. So we keep it cold. The high pressure sinks south across the country. Lots of hard overnight frost with that. Having another go, pushing the high pressure back northwards again around the 10th of January. And just keeping it cold and frosty, really, right way up to 12th of January, as far as we get to with the ECM extended run. Basically, with precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from Tibetio.com. So, turning increasingly wet over the next couple of days in the north. Will be hill snow mixed in with that as well. That's New Year's Eve, looking probably wet and windy with snow as well for Scotland. New Year's Day, bringing a significant snow event to Scotland. Heavy rain for England and Wales. Remember, I think that's about as far north as any of the models have it with that area of low pressure. Most of the model output has that low pressure further south. A couple of the models have that considerably further south. So New Year's Day is really one to watch. There's going to be disruptive, high-impact weather on New Year's Day. It's probably going to be a rainstorm, but the track of below is subject to change. Heavy rain, severe gales, and disruptive snow are likely across the country on New Year's Day. But where all of that happens, the exact areas, I think we'll probably know by about Monday. Well, beyond that, we go into those colder northern winds, snow showers into the north, and then increasingly cold into the first weekend of January. That's how we look at day 10, snow showers coming in on those northeasterly winds into the east. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10 from the Icelandic Met Office. Gets us to the 7th of January. 37 members of the ECM ensembles with a blocking area. High pressure around Greenland, Iceland. Low pressure through northern and western Europe. And that brings the wind in from a cold northeasterly direction. And then we've got 14 high pressure, a little bit further southwards, but still cold and mainly dry with that one in 2 weeks' time. These are the options that we've got, and it'll get us to the 12th of January. 15 members of the ECM ensembles then bring us back to a westerly wind with high pressure to the south. Obviously, that's milder. 13, though, with high pressure between Scotland and Iceland. That will keep things cold. We've got 8 with high pressure blocking around Greenland and Iceland. Low pressure through the northwest Europe. That's cold and wintry. We have got another 8, much milder, low pressure in the Atlantic and a return of a southwesterly wind. And then we've got 7 with high pressure just generally in the North Atlantic and across Northern Europe. That's going to be dry but quite cold. So a range of options. Although they all look cold at day 10, I have to say. At day 14, we may get back to something milder or we may keep it cold. That is a very, very long way off in a blocked setup. Right, just have a look at CFS V2, and then we're done. These are 500 millibar high tones, break it down into weekly pairs. The first week pair will take us from the 28th of December to the 3rd of January. Next week with high pressure in the Atlantic going up towards Greenland, trough low pressure in over Scandinavia, and winds coming in westerly direction, becoming colder for the new year. Into week 2, which will be the 4th to the 10th of January. High pressure then in between Iceland and Scotland. Around that we bring the wind in from a cold northeasterly direction, cold and potentially wintry in week 2. Week 3, it's the 11th, 17th January. This one also looking cold and wintry. High pressure in the Atlantic extending up towards Greenland, and that will bring the wind in again from a cold northeasterly direction. And then finally, week 4 goes a bit milder, though. This is the 18th, 24th of January. Low pressure around Greenland, Iceland, high pressure in the Atlantic, and we bring the wind back into more of a westerly, as I say, in this kind of pattern. That is a very, very long way off. Temperature anomalies for week 1, it's a little bit above average for England and Wales, but check out week 2. It's before to the 10th of January, and it's colder than average. Most of Europe looking cold as well. Week 3 is also a colder than average week, also particularly for England and Wales. Really plunged into a freezer across Europe for the 11th, 17th of January as well. And week 4, 18th, 24th of January, bit of a recovery, but still quite chilly, to be honest, especially so for England and Wales, and most parts of Europe still looking very cold as well. So a lot to keep an eye on. We could be setting up a prolonged cold spell here through certainly the first sort of half of January anyway. And obviously, we'll keep you posted and we'll keep you updated on all of the developments. Blimey, what a turn what a turn out for the books, eh? Well, if you enjoyed the video, please do like, share and subscribe. Make sure to show everyone for Dear Matt. Drop a comment, let us know. Think about this and all our videos and content. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. Get them to subscribe to show everyone for Dear Matt. Just tell us everyone on the channel tomorrow. We're going to have a 6 AM UK weather forecast. We will have a 10 to 14 day in the afternoon. And then we will be live at 6 PM with the 12Z and also with Ensembles Watch as well. I think that's going to be a pretty epic live stream. We'll see. I shall see you tomorrow. But for this one, that's all for now. And thanks for watching. Bye for now.